It feel like I'm falling.
I ran away from heartbreak. Got nothing in return for my pain. I never thought I'd be so empty, so alone and afraid. Wasn't looking for a lover. Nobody understood where I've been. I guess I thought I needed more time to protect my love from potential offense. So I then you and you, but I so you and I'm not surprised by what I found, 'cause I know I needed something different, and it had to be you. Out the blue, somebody who would listen, and it had to be you. Out of all the people to reply, my love couldn't be just anyone. My baby, it had to be you. I didn't seem to notice that you were checking for me. We were just friends. But we started building trust, and my fragile heart started to bend. Yeah, I should have paid attention. You would have been the obvious choice. But I needed time to see clearly, dig deep and cut through the noise. So I, then you, and you, but I, so you, and I'm not surprised by what I found, 'cause I know I needed something different, and it had to be you. Out the blue, somebody who would listen, and it had to be you. Out of all the people to revive my love, couldn't be just anyone. My baby, it had to be you, you.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
Back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem is nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings I throw all my pain on percussion. The disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you almost spotted the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. It's trash now, I'ma spaz out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the skies the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been ducked off, getting to my new merch, colored duck sauce on the new couch with my chucks on. Get the on with that hate. I'm big cool on the small chat, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a Hawkeye on the ball cat, get the out of my face.
Talking to my mirror like
I love you so much. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning, good morning, wherever you might be. I hope that my voice is finding you in a good place. Good morning, son. Have a great day. He's dancing. I see you, boy. I need to put a camera on him. That's hilarious. Hey, happy Wednesday to you. Hump day. We made it. We made it. For those that really enjoy her show, Midday Juice today at 1 p.m. We changed the time. It was 2 days a week, Tuesday and Thursday. We moved it to Wednesday. She's super busy. She got a lot of stuff going on. We want to make sure that we can continue to give you a quality program at a time you might expect. So midweek juice. Midweek juice. I like that, actually. Midweek. So make that a part of your hump day schedule. All right. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134 if you want to share your thoughts this morning. Did this picture get a black principal fired? See that picture right there, the image of the cover image of today's show. Did this picture get a black principal fired? Are you aware of this story? If not, I'm going to play the news report for you and let you decide for yourself. This is not so loving. Remember Loving versus Virginia many years ago, back when it was against the law for interracial marriages, back in the prehistoric times? I thought we already decided this kind of stuff. I thought we was way beyond this as a society. But I guess it depends on where you live, what state, what county, what part of the country you live in. I guess it still matters. Very interesting. We'll talk about it. I want to get your perspective on it this morning. Again, let me throw my number out to the ether and see what happens. 513-873-7134. This is the last honest place in Cincinnati media, and I'm your host, Nathan Ivey. Make sure you keep your heads up and keep the eye out for the Cincinnati NAACP and the Prince Hall Masons. They're coming back to provide another round. It's election year, another round of public forums. It's going to be a bit of a hybrid situation this time, where some of them are going to be virtual and some of them are actually going to be in person for those who have been vaccinated and you want to see it in person. Boom. The first one, as I understand, is going to be September the 14th. That's going to be your school board. Good morning, Medium Buddha. Have a great day. She said, I'll attempt, because she's a teenager and she just can't say yes or no. Y'all tried to warn me about these teenagers. I'm here to tell you, they are every bit the interesting and unique and frustrating as AF creatures as all my friends and family members try to tell me. I appreciate you but see, the thing about a teenager is nothing can prepare you for that. Nothing can prepare you. You got to go through it yourself. Nobody can prepare you for what it means to have a teenager. Okay. But anyway, good morning to you. 513-873-7134. And also see that bottom box there in the left. Cheating is an illusion. I saw this video. I'm not sure if it went viral or not, but this sister right here, she was flowing. She seems to be one of those goddess, earthy, poetry. I'm in sync with my inner spiritual being type of sisters. And she was dropping some knowledge, dropping science, right? She was dropping some science on cheating. She says cheating is illusion. A lot of y'all thinking y'all own something. You don't own nothing. I'm going to play that video for you. We'll talk about that this morning as well at 513-873-7134. Again, I'd like to get your thoughts this morning. If you'd like to share your thoughts about anything that we've been discussing. Also, a smattering of other topics on people, politics, and pleasure. You already know how I roll. Good morning to you. Ms. D writes greetings. Ashley writes good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Ray writes good risings all inside the Chop Shop. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. It's off to a great start already on a Wednesday. And again, early risers rule the world. How many people have been up early? How many people have been up since 4:30, 5:30, getting your exercise in, getting your plans ready, working on whatever you're working on? Your competition is sleeping. Oh, they figure they won already. Yeah, they comfortably in bed early every day. They're taking you for granted. That's why you got to get up early to run shit. Early risers rule this world. Early risers rule this world along with short men. That's who rules this world. Short men and early risers, but early risers first. You got to get up early. How you think Puffy built his empire? He wasn't sleeping. He wasn't sleeping. He was getting, he said he slept, Kobe Bryant said he slept 4 hours a day. He was in the gym working on that turnaround. Get in the gym, work on your turnaround, work on your craft. Get up early, turn on the Nathan Ivey show, get inspired. Good morning to you. I think a lot of folks are here already. If you haven't already done so, please take a second to like and in particular, share today's show. When you share the show, quite frankly, more people see it. And remember, only God can judge you. None of these other human mofos, they can't say a damn thing to you about nothing. Only God can judge you. Let me do my prayers. Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery. There it is. I'm good. I'm Gucci. I have been covered in the blood of black Jesus this morning. So nothing you do or say can stop me. Not that you would want to anyway. But I have been covered in the blood of black Jesus. Look at this. I got this t-shirt from Black Jesus this morning. Good morning to you. Brandy writes greetings. If you believe in such beings, you might be like, Jesus, what is that? I don't know. It's up to you. I ain't judging. Crutha writes, good morning, Choppers. Good morning to you, Crutha.
Get to the chopper!
Did you see the video of the young boy that was having some type of episode? Looks like he was dealing with something. I can't really call it. I don't know where he was. Like he was in Walmart. This mofo standing up, just kicking TV screens to the floor, just pushing them off. He was up on the display, just pushing the TVs off. And it looked like his parents or somebody who know him was trying to get him down, and he was just having a bad day. That can get expensive. Kush writes, good morning, Nathan and Choppers. Good morning to you. Anthony writes, morning, Chop Shops. Good morning to you. Tracy writes, hi. Sarah writes, Grand Risings family. Andrielle writes, good morning, Nate and friends. Happy hump day. Good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. Clarence writes, morning, Chopper gang. Are we a gang now?
Get to the chopper!
Gang. Deshauna writes, good morning, Nathan. And all have a great day. Good morning to you. Pat writes, good morning. Regina writes, good morning. Brenda is watching. Well, I'm glad you're watching, Brenda. Thank you. Anthony's got the right spirit. Like and share, fam. Means everything. Nat writes, happy hump day, Chompers. Eloise is in the house. Good morning, Eloise. She writes, good morning, happy Wednesday. Dawn is in the house. Good morning, Dawn. Everybody looking fantastic, man. Look at y'all, look at living y'all best lives out here. No, that's not what. Glenn writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you, Glenn. Brandy writes, good morning. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. Roy's in the house, writes, good morning, everyone. Fame writes, good morning, folks. Pay homage, alt middle. Y'all don't deserve my squad. Where is Black Russia? We ain't seen Black Russia since last week, man. Is he okay? Where is bro at, man? Like I said, I heard they had a big meeting. Well, they had a social gathering. It's called Black Political 101. And I heard through the grapevine that Black Russia got into it with Ozzie Davis. This is what I was told. I wasn't there. I don't know. This is what I was told. And I'm trying to confirm it. And when I talked with Fame yesterday, he was dancing around trying to dodge it. That told me it must have been true. Yeah. But why you ain't got to bring that up? That tells you right there. Tells you everything right there. Everything is everything. Everything is everything. Ohio reported 5,914 new COVID-19 cases just yesterday. Is that a lot? Is that a lot? You tell me. You tell me. Good morning to you. Good morning, and good morning. I can't say it enough. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. A local judge vacated the order for a man to get a COVID vaccine. What's his name? His name is Chris Wagner. We spoke with Chris Wagner a couple times here on the show, and before the election, and he made national news about a month ago because he told a man that as a condition of his probation that he had to get the coronavirus vaccine. And remember, I hit the roof like, wait a minute, you can do that? We even had Pavan Parikh who called in and said, well, the judges have wide latitude, but wait a minute. A judge can force a man to, at that point, get a vaccine that hasn't even been approved by the FDA? Is that judicial overreach? Where are the conservatives at? White judge, black man. The defendant, Brandon Rutherford, said he's not going to get vaccinated. And even if that was, and he said it was a violation of his rights. Yeah, the judge gave him 60 days to get vaccinated. Well, apparently Judge Christopher Wagner has thought twice about it, and he reversed that decision. You know, the lawyer for Brandon Rutherford, who I believe is a brother, his name is Carl Lewis, he said he didn't think that the court had the authority to force anybody to get the vaccine. But again, I bring this to you because humans are worse than COVID, and this has been very interesting to see how humans respond to this. Okay. So we went from locking a brother up because he said F the coronavirus to forcing a brother, at least initially, trying to force a brother to get the vaccine as a condition of his probation. What the hell? What's next? You must get a haircut. Keep yourself well groomed. I mean, what in the hell? But it appears that Judge Christopher Wagner has thought twice about it and vacated. He's backed away from that court order requiring a man to get a COVID-19 vaccine. And I'm surprised. Where was all the anti-vaxxers, pro-rights people? I ain't seen none of these folks. Maybe they were forming Voltron behind the scenes, but I'm glad to see. Quote, Judge said, I'm not going to make a martyr of you. That's a quote that's being attributed to the judge. I understand what he's saying. Again, let me put it this way. Just taking this quote out of context by itself, that seems condescending as fuck to me. AF to me. And that it goes back to something that Nancy Pelosi said. Like Nancy Pelosi was like, she was talking about George Floyd. She was like, oh, George Floyd, thank you for this sacrifice for the movement. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, black people don't want to be no damn sacrifice for no damn movement. Remember this? When Nancy Pelosi put her foot in her mouth, it was like, I don't know, it was like a year. It was this year, and they were doing something like a year after the death of George Floyd, and they had this big press conference on the steps somewhere in, I think, Capitol. Capitol steps. And she kind of looked up like, oh, thank you, George Floyd, for your ultimate sacrifice. And I'm thinking, what in the black people are not born to be no damn sacrifices for your white supremacy? What's wrong with you? I ain't trying to take no L for you so you can learn a damn lesson. The hell? Same thing with this. This brother Brandon Rutherford, he ain't trying to be no damn martyr. He just trying to do his time and go on with his life. No, judge, you did this. He's trying to step out of line. You was gonna make him a martyr, and you was gonna make yourself look like a damn fool on a national level. That's what you was trying to stop doing, Mr. Chris Wagner. Please stop. Please stop. Wait, hold on. I think Black Russia giving us a call. What? I didn't talk bro up. But listen, memo to white supremacy and white fragility. We are not here to teach you a damn lesson. We ain't here to teach you no lessons. We're not trying to sacrifice ourselves so you can be a better person. Fuck all. I mean, excuse me, kid, excuse me. Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery. Okay. We're not here to do that. My wife just told me, she's like, look, you cursing a lot. I'm like, okay, I'll check it. We're not here for that. We're not here trying to sacrifice our limbs, our bodies, our livelihoods, our African American dream so you can learn something about yourself. The hell? TF? AF? All the acronyms? But I think we got Black Rush on the line. Let's tap in. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, comrade.
There he is. What's up with you?
What's happening? Nothing. It's hump day. Look, man, I've been working, trying to get my people elected this particular cycle. And for the last week now, I've been hearing about some fight that allegedly happened between me and Ozzy Davis. Somebody tell me about that, because ain't no fight ever happened.
Was there a confrontation?
I'm not really sure what everybody's... Well, I'll tell you what happened, okay? Since it seems to be a hot topic on Black radio.
Yeah.
On Thursday, I think you advertised it, that Ozzy and Cedric Denson, my state representative, were having some type of political discussion over at Bar 29 on Thursday, this past Thursday. Is that right?
That's correct. I did.
Okay. So, dig this. I heard that, right?
Right.
And I went over to the event. I had one event I went to before that. Then I went over to their event to kind of just see what was going on. And, hell, I didn't know me and Ozzy had beef. So I'm in there, he talking or whatever like that. I took a little straw rapper through it at him, got his attention, nodded my head, said, what's up to him? He nodded his head back. All right. Those are the only words that I had with Ozzy Davis. It was just a head nod. We didn't even talk. Okay? So I worked the room for about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm talking to Killer Cam off like at a table that Ozzy's sitting at, but me and Cam talking, and Kathy Ingram, who wants my vote for state senate, she will not get it. I'm voting for Kathy Goodwin-Williams. Okay? She's sitting right there too. And so me and Cam were talking, and something got said about Ozzy. I don't know. I forgot what he said. I said, hey, you don't talk to me unless you get 500 signatures to get on the ballot. Because, you've been a fraud out here in terms of talking about this politics stuff. So then this guy said, you got 60 seconds to leave the building, right? Like he owned 429. So I'm looking like, leave the building? This Negro crazy. I'm sitting there talking to Cam, right? So I guess this dude's counting out loud trying to front. So I got down, like he said 10, and stood up like he was ready to do something. So I got to drink I put the drink down like, oh, this Negro is serious. He really want to bang. So long story short, Cam like, man, just go ahead and leave, man. Ozzy in his feelings, yada, yada, woo, woo. I say that. He in his feelings. That's all I need to hear. So Ozzy screaming and shit. We never even came to blows, bro. But I tell you what, the way he acted on Thursday night, I ain't going to rule out it coming to blows at some point. Because, look, what you not going to do is front on me, period. You ain't going to act like you're going to fight me in front of a bunch of folks. I asked you to step outside. We had a like, gentlemen, you don't want to come outside. All right? I don't get down like that in terms of like all this talk. All right, I'm about to ask you. Ozzy about to talk. And this is why Ozzy's mad at me, because I call him out on his talk all the time. I ain't never said nothing about Ozzy personally. It's all been rhetorical. It's all been political. All right? Ozzy ran for city council back in 2017. Dude finished 12th. All right? Black man, Democratic endorsement, unacceptable. His effort politically. Then he gets appointed to the school board, and this nigga can't even get the damn signatures to run again on school board. And we sitting here in Cincinnati asking why we ain't got no black man on school board because Ozzy lazy as hell. All right, and I thought the same thing I said on the radio. I said to it, hey, this ain't no problem. The reality is this is about rhetorical rhetoric and politics. It ain't about personal. Now Ozzy in his feelings because I'm keeping it real out there on the radio, on the podcast. He can stay mad. All right, I'm not worried about that. But we never came to blows. So whoever says that, I'm just shocked people are saying that because there were so many witnesses there that no, it did not come to blows. And it's just like in Black Cincinnati, a lie travels further than the truth. It's unfortunate. But so that's what's really going on. There was witnesses there, bro. Nobody ever fought. But like I said before, I ain't afraid to come to blows with that old man because he disrespected me very hard. But I ain't getting no points for that because he's damn near 60 and he got a hip replacement. He can barely walk around this bug, and he's always beating his face. He's like twice my weight. All right? I can get props for knocking this old man out. Quite frankly, I don't want to. The reality is Ozzy is a fraud in the Black community. And a lot of people won't say it, but people know it because actions speak louder than words. That's my stance on it. You know, I really don't even want to get into it for real because it's all petty. It's silliness. I'm more focused on winning. You know, the losers can keep focusing on me. That's cool. I'm focused on winning. So with that being said, Nathan Ivey, I'm out of here. I'm going to holler at you.
All right, here you go. All right, so there it is. Appreciate it. Uh, sorry about that. So, y'all heard what he had to say. I didn't really say a whole lot, but that's consistent. What he just told me is consistent to what I was told. So that I made up the little blows. That was some radio hyperbole. I fully admitted there, but that was consistent to what I was told. I was told that there was a little bit of a rhetorical thing, and then Ozzy started counting down. That's pretty funny, man. I don't think I've ever had anybody do a countdown with me. I would not. I'm a Virgo, so I'm a Virgo and I'm me. So with me, I'm just not that person to be told what not to do. I'm just not that person. Um, it's completely a human defect. It's all me. But I'm the kind of person that whether I'm right or wrong, if you tell me like some don't do this shit, I'm gonna absolutely do that. I'm gonna absolutely do it because I want to see what you're gonna do. So I get it. You know, if that was me in that spot, I'd have sat right there. I'd have been counting with you. 30, 31, 32. Now what? But I mean, it sounds like he did the right thing per the situation and he rode out of there. That's cool. I'm glad. I don't want to see no black men fighting. We don't need to be doing all that. We are not each other's enemy. Our real enemy is somewhere out there. It ain't us. But that was I'm glad you called in and kind of cleared that up. You said you were sitting with Cam and then y'all said something that Ozzy. What'd y'all say? Y'all must have said something to tick Ozzy off. Y'all must have said something that ticked that brother off. And then he was like, okay, well, let me get with it. Let me see. Let me see. Yo writes, here we go with this Virgo-ish again. I'm just telling you, it is what it is. It is what it is. Can y'all hear me now? Just give me a little thumbs up. The queen of shit. Why you say the queen of shit talking? Got checked. Why you say queen TNT? See, you wrong for that. You know what you doing. Jericho writes, didn't hear it. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Man, you gonna keep this going, ain't you?
Yeah, I mean, for a minute or two.
All right, look, go ahead. Ask me any question you want about the situation, bro. Let me just
So,
handle this because the reality is nobody was even talking to Ozzy. Me and Killer was off in the corner talking. We weren't even talking about Ozzy Davis. We weren't talking about nobody. We
so
were talking about
what'd
the
you do
business.
that set Ozzy off, man? Because Ozzy is a good guy. He seemed like a good, well-tempered guy. I don't know him like that, so
Look,
maybe he's not. I don't
I'm
know.
telling you, this is from what people have told me. He is upset with my rhetoric on the radio, on this
Ah,
show, on this podcast. That's
ah.
his problem with me. I don't know. He never told me what his problem was. He just started counting down. And the reality was, like you said, that 31, 32, 33, that counting shit, I was going to do that shit right with him, okay? But see, the reality is, I was going to handle it outside. All you got to do is step outside. We could have handled it like gentlemen. Don't act like this in no club where there's security everywhere and you're going to be acting like you about to do something and people hold you back. I'm like, bro, just come outside. We can handle this, bro. Then step outside, okay? So look, again, it ain't even really that big of a deal to me. It's more of a big deal to Ozzy than it is to me because I criticize Ozzy on your show and on platforms because he is a chaos agent. He fake woke, all right? He let a lot of black people down in terms of the school board situation where there's no black male representation on there anymore, and he hates accountability, okay? That's what this is all about. Did I do the right thing by rolling out? Yeah, I did because the reality is I wasn't going to be fighting up in no club. I'm 40. I ain't fighting no clubs, man. Like, I'm past that. You got beef with Black Rush, you got beef with Tracy Gregson, my whole government name. Step outside and let's handle it. That's what men do. Men
So,
don't stand up like they about to do something in the club.
well, he was trying to help you out. He was trying to give you a countdown before
No,
he hit you with
no,
that
he wasn't trying to
explosion.
help me out, bro.
He helped. He saved your life
He was
that day. But so he
no, my
got
life,
up.
no. He saved his own life that day. Don't even get it twisted. Because
Yeah,
he get outside, you don't know what's
you're
going to
right.
happen outside of a
I'm
bar.
I'm wrong in this. I'm stirring the pot a little bit, and I need to stop because this is a very
No, it's
serious thing.
cool, bro.
But
I'm here for it. It's no big deal that you stir the pot for it. Because people have been talking about this apparently for a week. I had no idea. People told me, like, hey, they talk about you the whole week about you and Ozzy. I'm like, for real? It doesn't even happen. It wasn't even a fight. It's just, it's funny. This is what entertains us.
so
It's
Ozzy got
sad
up
to
when he
some
got to
degree.
10. Is that when he stood up? When he got to 10?
When he started, yeah, he got the 10. He pushed his fat ass up, stood up, and started walking around the table. So then what I did was I got a drink in my hand because I figured he playing. Because again, I didn't even know he had beef with me. Talk show host, I had no idea. We sitting there, I'm throwing paper at him, nodding what's up to the dude. He nodding back. He says nothing about don't fuck with me, don't say nothing to me. He ain't did none of that, bro. He ain't did none of that. And there's plenty of people who were there who know he did none of that. Then all of a sudden at the end of the night, he wanted to get gangster. And I'm like, let's step outside and handle it like gentlemen or gangsters, whichever one you want to do. This dude didn't come outside. He's standing up in the club, the club with security guard. Like, yeah,
outside.
I'm doing all that.
I'm glad he didn't come outside. I'm glad Big O didn't come outside. I'm glad he didn't go any further than that.
Right. He better be glad he ain't come outside. All right?
Well,
because the way
we
he was
are all
acting in the
glad.
club
The
as a
community is
55,
glad.
60-year-old man was ridiculous, bro.
Yeah,
it was
I don't want to see
ridiculous.
that. I don't want to see two brothers fighting over really,
Nothing.
we got a mutual enemy, not each other. So I'm glad it didn't go that far.
Bro, we ain't got no mutual friends or mutual enemies. All right? We only got permanent interests out here. And as of right now, me and Ozzy don't have the same interests. Ozzy works for white supremacy. Okay? I don't do that.
What white supremacist does Ozzy work for? That doesn't seem to be true to me.
That's absolutely true. He works for white supremacy.
How? How so?
Because he carries the white liberal agenda through the black community as if this is good for black people. It's
what
not.
White liberal agenda are you talking about? I don't understand. Explain more to me, please. What white liberal agenda?
All right, fine. All right, I'll name more names. He carries Ryan Mess's water. Okay, the liberal white LGBTQ plus ABCDEFG agenda in this city. He pushes that agenda. All this other stuff is a smokescreen, bro. That's my perception of Ozzy Davis. That's my personal opinion. Everybody ain't got to share that. That's my personal opinion. And Ozzy don't like me telling you that. That's what Ozzy's beef is. Okay? And he wanted, and this is the crazy thing about it. He's having something, and Cedric was cool, right? Him and Cedric are partnering to have a political conversation from 5 to 9. I get there, I think it's going to be a political conversation. This Negro want to fight. Or if he want to play like he want to fight, as something he's trying to hold like a community conversation about. I mean, imagine that. If I come in there and I have a divergent viewpoint from you politically, but you have a community event at Bar 29 saying, let's talk about politics. And your reaction to me before I even say anything to you is the one you act like you want to fake fight me. Then, bro, like our community's so twisted. It's messed up. Like, if we had a different opinion, I would have expected O.G. Davis to holler at me, to talk to me, because I'm accessible, and tell me what his grievance is. Like, I seen Mo Brown the other night, right? I can criticize Mo, and that's my guy for signing on that PG letter, right? Remember that? I criticized Maurice Brown.
Yeah, I remember that.
I seen Maurice the same night at another event, man. It was all love, bro. He wasn't thinking about that nonsense, and I wasn't either. I'm just saying, Ozzy's that temperamental that he's really worried about what somebody say about him on the radio. Okay? It's stupid, man. And he want to fight me over that. He need to be out here trying to fight to get a damn seat at the school board table, like he was. Like I told him before, I'll say it again. Get 500 signatures and get on the ballot before you holler at me, dude. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at yourself.
We got a suggestion.
That's all I'm saying.
DeAndre has a suggestion. He says they should do the crate challenge to settle their issues. Would you be willing to do the crate challenge with Ozzy Davis?
Hell no, I ain't doing the crate challenge. That's a hell no. That's a no-go. I ain't doing that stuff. Look. Here's what I'll do. I'll box Ozzy Davis for 3 rounds. Put some gloves on.
We don't want to do that.
Loser gives to the favorite charity. I'll do that.
Nah, we don't want to do that, man. Nothing, no fisticuffs, no physical contact whatsoever. We don't want to do nothing. I'm glad things turned out the way they did. And,
bruh, the crate challenge is the physical contact. You see that shit? The crate challenge is physical contact.
Yeah, but it's not contact between you and Ozzy. It's between you, the crates, and the ground. That's different.
Ozzy, look, bro, Ozzy's the one that wants the contact with me. The feeling really ain't even mutual. But, I mean, if the old man wants contact, then we can get contact. But obviously he didn't because he didn't want to come outside on Reading Road.
I'm glad.
He want to sit in the bar and act like he's tough. Be fake tough.
I'm glad.
It's cool. No, it's fine. It's fine. But, look, he can continue to uphold white supremacy. I'll let him do his thing. I'm going to do my thing. And so apparently people didn't hear what I had to say earlier. So, hey, I hope you got caught up this time around. But, bro, this is silliness, bro. We got bigger problems in the black community than some old, fat, crippled dude being mad about what somebody said about him on the radio, bro. So, with that being said, I'm going to get out of here again. Bro, please don't stir the pot. I don't want to call back.
I won't stir the pot.
For me, that shit is dead, bro. Okay. I don't even care about it. But
okay, cool.
Ozzy, look. All right, so Ozzy, next time I see you in the community, bro, just know, just don't say nothing to me, bro. Just don't do none of that. All right, just keep it moving and do your thing. Don't act fake tough no more. Final warning. Bye.
Oh boy, let's give him get 2 or 3 more warnings. But I appreciate the call. Yeah, I don't want to stir the pot because that can be dangerous. I totally admit it. I'm here for a little bit of drama. As long as it ain't in my life, in my money, or my relationship, I'm here for it. I'll be honest with you, just a little bit. But I don't want to be a part of nothing that's going to pit 2 black men against each other. But this is radio. This is media now. I mean, come on. I ain't above it. You already know. I was not above it. But I wanted to I had planned on, I helped to promote it. I had planned on going. Then something happened with the family. I was doing something and I wasn't able to get there until like late. I'm like, damn, it's going to be the last hour. Nobody will be there. And I missed out on the fireworks, man. I could have been right there. You know me, I'd have took my phone out, started recording it, played it on the show for you. Like, look at this. I don't know. A part of me was thinking about reaching out to Ozzy, but Ozzy probably be like, I don't even want to talk about that shit. I might just close the circle and just reach out to him. He might want to talk about it and give us his perspective. But, you know, Black Russia, man, you say so much ish to people and everybody different. Some people you can mess around with and play with and say, you know, and talk slick and greasy, as Fame would say. You can do that with them and they'll laugh it off. Some people, they're ready to go in your mouth. I'm not speaking for Ozzy Davis at all. I'm speaking about humans in general. So you just never know. Let me see. Good morning to you. 513 was that Ralph Tresvant? 513-873. All y'all talking about we got bigger fish to fry. Please stop it. Everybody love a little drama. Please stop. It's the difference between me and a lot of people. I'm just real about what I do. I'm real about it, 100%. 100%. No triple dipping, right? That's very, very rare. It's very rare. I usually don't allow the double dipping, but because of the nature of the situation, I allowed him to call back in. And then people said they couldn't hear me. I had myself muted, so I appreciate it. Good morning to you. So there it is. Hopefully it's over with and that's it. But you know what, Black Russia, it ain't just with Ozzy, man. It's a few more people out there that just can't stand your ass. They can't stand you because of the stuff that you put on Facebook, some of the stuff you said on this show. Like, everybody's different, man. You know, people are sensitive about certain things. So, you know what I'm saying? Just be careful on some levels, man. Yo, right, here we go with this Virgo-ish again. Yeah, Virgo season, yo. That's right. Virgos is built differently. You know what I'm saying? We built differently out here. We move differently. We think differently. Everything we do is different. Virgos are superlative, at least I am anyway. The most superlative Virgo on planet Earth. Beyonce is a not so distant second, but I took the top spot about 10 years ago. I've been holding it down ever since. The most superlative Virgo on planet Earth. Period, bar none. Susan writes, no. He said not to talk to him unless you get 500 signatures. Disrespectful. It's disrespectful, but it's a little bit funny, man. He is wild, boy. He is wild. Brent writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Checking in from Dallas, Texas. Kamiki writes, radio gangster. Tabitha writes, Big O was on site with it. Glenn writes, Ozzy scared the dog-ish out of cuz, pardon the pun. DeAndre writes, can't we all just get along? Sarah writes, it's not that serious. It really isn't that serious. I mean, like I told you, I like to dip my pool in that little pool called drama from time to time. I am not above it. Y'all already know this about me, man. You know this. This ain't nothing new. Black Russia didn't want to mop Ozzy. I don't know if that was true or not. I don't know. I'm glad those brothers didn't do shit. I hope brothers are prepared for battle with these white racist folks. Absolutely, all day, every day. That's the real focus here. Speaking of which, let me get your show back on track, because that kind of gave us a little bit of sidetrack, which I'm here for. Did this picture get a black principal fired? That man right there on the right is a principal, or at least he was a principal, and the white woman that he appears to be kissing is his wife. This is a professional photograph that they had done on an anniversary, and they posted it online. Well, wouldn't you know that the principal now has been suspended, and he believes that in part it has to do with the fact that he posted this image of him and his lovely wife. Not so loving. Not so loving. Are you hip to this? You see this? And I'm like, man, can't a brother live? Can a brother live? Let me play this news clip for you. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike. If I do, then I may have to stop the show and start it again. We'll see. I don't think I will, but let's check this out. I want you to check this out for yourself. I mean, this is some of that wild shit. This is wild. I thought we was way beyond all this. All right, so I'm gonna play this for you. It's about 3 minutes and 40 seconds. You know me, I got some commentary. I'm not gonna play it all in its entirety. I'm gonna play some of it, and then I'm gonna stop and get your thoughts. Check this out.
Photo of him embracing his wife from social media. Dr. James Whitfield has faced sharp criticism from some parents who are accusing him of teaching critical race theory.
Okay, so you just heard it there. Some parents have a problem with this principal because they're claiming that he taught critical race theory. Or was it really because he's in an interracial relationship and he had the nerve, the gall, the temerity to post a photograph of him embracing his wife? We don't ever know, but we're living in the last days of common sense, so anything could be true.
Those parents also complained about the photo. Dr. Whitfield is only talking to NBC5, and here's our education reporter, Wayne Carter.
It was supposed to be a celebration for Dr. James Whitfield and his family. Whitfield named principal of Colleyville Heritage Middle School 2 years ago. But before he could pop open the champagne, his boss called and asked him to check his email.
So I kind of looked at my wife like, I don't know what's going on.
He looked online and immediately saw a photo he and his wife took on the beach, a photo shoot by a professional photographer on their anniversary.
I look at the picture and then I look at the words above it, and it says, is this the Dr. Whitfield that we want leading our schools? And I showed my wife, who immediately, she begins to well up. with tears.
What did that mean to you?
I see a black man with a tattoo on his arm.
There's the black man, the tattoo, but also my wife is white. And I would like to believe that there was some universe where that wasn't why he sent that message.
Whitfield, one of the first African-American principals in the district, has been accused online and in board meetings of promoting the belief that white people are inherently racist. It's something he and the district have denied. Stressed over the accusations, Whitfield said he couldn't shake the photo incident from his head. What did the school district say to you?
They said if you could take it down. And
I'm gonna judge you by here. I'm doing it again. I'm gonna judge you by what you do. So check this out. I mean, this brother was told by the school district. Thank you, Kamara. I know I'm so bad in it. That's 2 times today already, so I ain't perfect. But the school district allegedly told this man to take down a photograph of him and his wife. And I can see that's a sexy little photograph. A lot of people like those kind of photographs, right? A lot of people would go to a professional photographer. I got a buddy of mine that is a professional photographer. He takes a lot of photographs like this and couples and anniversaries and stuff like that. That's big business. You know what I'm saying? You want to commemorate and remember and these happy times and anniversaries and things like that. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Why would a school district tell a principal to take a photograph down unless it was inappropriate? Do you think that this is an inappropriate picture? Let me start right there. You're the principal of a school. Perhaps this photograph was put up before you took over as the administrator. Should you go back now and then rethink everything you ever posted online and take it down? You can't even really take everything down, right? You can't even really take everything down. But you give me your thoughts, and let me go straight to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, talk show host. How are you doing today?
Good morning, caller. Fame, welcome.
Yes, it's indeed a pleasure to be speaking with you. Every time you turn on that mic, we are enriched and ennobled by your presence, your words, and your action. I feel that I would just like to say I feel that Ozzie Davis was clearly out of place, out of line. Essentially, what happened was a constituent told him he let the community down. He couldn't handle the criticism. You're not fit for public office. Let's just keep it a buck. A constituent had a criticism of you. You didn't like it, and you wanted to fight it. You don't have what it takes to be in public office. That's all. Let's just cut to the quick on that situation. Okay? And as far as that principal, Nathan, he's fronting. That colored man is fronting. First of all, if I'm not mistaken, that's not the picture that was the concern. The picture that was concerning was the one where it looks like they're pretty much about to engage in foreplay. She's laying on her back, legs semi-open, and he looked like he's crawling on top of her.
Ain't seen that picture.
Yeah, because he don't want you to see that one. That is questionable. As a teacher, educator, you don't want your kids to think of you in a sexual way. So why would you post such a picture?
Now, what's the picture again? Describe it again.
It just looks like they're about to get it in. I mean, they're fully clothed, but it looks like whatever they're doing is going to lead to getting it in. It's a clearly sexual picture between a couple. You know what I'm saying? She's laying like on her back, her side, and he looked like he's about to mount her. You know what I'm saying? It's clearly inappropriate for somebody who works with children. And then for him to do that television interview, got his all-white stepson there with him, to me, this seems like a play that he's making. He probably was already in trouble with the district. Looked like they was probably trying to get him up out of there anyway. And so this is a last-minute play to probably get a couple bucks on the way out the door. Because he knows that picture is inappropriate. And he's got it. Why are you putting that little 8-year-old boy in this mess?
Because, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. So that's Brother Fame calling in. I'm going to go ahead and reach out to Ozzy and see if he's available. I mean, his name keeps coming up. Something tells me he probably going to be like, I got better things to do, but I'll do my part. I'll do my part. It is what it is. Again, good morning to you. 513-873-7134. What do you think about Fame? Hey, Fame, if you got it, man, send me a link to that other photograph. I haven't seen that one. I'd like to see it. I want to see all the media. Good morning to you. Maurice writes, I don't like seeing my people go at it, but I know it's going to happen. We are created in the image of the Most High. Anthony writes, easy to virtually bully when no one knows your real name or how to find you. Lee writes, can you trust a politician that's in the club trying to fight black people instead of trying to address black issues? TNT writes, not when one work alongside racists with glee every day. B writes, I'm going to mind my own business. This ain't my fight. Dr. Whitfield on his own. Okay. Lee writes, there's nothing wrong with the picture. Kamara writes, the middle school name sounds racist, LOL. Susan writes, Ozzy said dude had 60 seconds to leave the building, period. He didn't say he was going to fight him. It was Ozzy's event. He was probably going to get Dune thrown out on his ear. No need to be barbaric. You just don't disrespect someone with as much skin in the game as Ozzy. Maurice writes, would he have been fired if he was white? Yeah, we do have mime time. We got mime time over with in the first hour. No more mime time. David writes, Nate, you miming again. Candyman Revenge from Tuesday. Oh, man. Is this Whisper Wednesday? I like that. Whisper Wednesday. Whisper Wednesday. That's hilarious. Shauna writes, I see nothing wrong with this photo of him and his wife. No Olin Mills. Same clowns, different day. Y'all wrong. Daryl writes, there's a special on racial issues on MSNBC podcast regarding South Lake Carroll High School. Sean's in the house. Good morning to you, Sean. Cass writes, there's nothing sexual about that picture. The fact that it was mentioned in the context of critical race tells you all you need to know. Yeah, it sounds to me like they just want the brother out. And so whatever it'll take, critical race theory, or he's married to a white woman and he's putting inappropriate pictures on. I mean, that's how they do. When they, and fill in the blank, because they changes, they can be white folks, they can be black folks, they can be anybody. But when they want you out, they'll come up with any old reason as to get you out. You know what I'm saying? It don't really matter what the reason is. They'll say anything. They'll make up anything. Brent writes, Leroy is jealous that she's not with him. The wolf is always worried about what someone is doing in a bedroom. He knows nothing of Texas. Howling the sun until you're out of breath. Okay. Appreciate you. Let me jump inside the chop shop here and see what people have to say. Dre's Radio Cafe. What's up, Dre's Radio Cafe? Good morning to you. Dre's Radio Cafe. I like the name of that. The Radio Cafe. What is this? Damn, Kamara just posted something. That's a long link right there. Damn. What's that a link to? That is hilarious. All right, let me take a quick pause. I want to do a couple of things. Number one, I want to cover that window because I'm not happy with the light that's coming in. It's not what I'm looking for. And then we'll take a quick commercial break, get a word in from our sponsor this morning. Our sponsor is renewcommunitychurch.org, and they have a brand new series that they created that's it was created to inspire you, to motivate you. The good folks at Renew Community Church want you to live your best life. All right, so check this out, and we'll be back on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
The words for today are to grow a better business. It takes 60 seconds for the universe, through the invisible law of attraction, to be fully activated in your life. God's invisible law of attraction is available to you today because you are just 60 seconds away from growing a better business. Take the next 60 seconds and grow a better business by telling a business story for 60 seconds 3 times a day for 21 days. Why 21 days? Because that's how long it will take to change your life. Now say this better business story out loud 3 times a day. It is my divine and human right as an entrepreneur to grow and prosper my business so that I can bless others. My business is growing, expanding, increasing in revenue and profits today. For a free ebook, visit renewcommunitychurch.org.
All right, there it is. There it is. Good morning to you. That's hilarious. 60 seconds. That's right. I know, but it's the Washington Post article about the principal. Okay. Let me check that out. Somebody says, don't waste your time on what Graxton says. Okay. I'm with you on that. I'm with you 100%. Good morning to you. That's hilarious. Somebody posted, it's been a long week and it's the middle of Tuesday. Right. You know, one thing I really love? I love these Facebook stories, man, the Facebook memories. And so they'll show you something that you posted on the very same day or that same week, like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. And so some images came up from back in 2015, man, which is just you forget these kind of things. You forget these kind of things. Good morning to you. What is this? So people have a problem with these ties? Tamika posted this 3 hours ago. I am at a loss for words. How is this changing the past? Apparently, there's a brother who's selling rope ties. So it's a tie, but it's like a rope, and it looks like it might be a noose. And so we proud ourselves in bringing tomorrow's fashions today. Daniel's rope tile style is unique, simple, and fashionable. We have delivered. Okay. I don't see. Let me look at these images here. I think it's kind of dope, actually. A couple of these rope ties are kind of dope. I don't have a problem with this. Lee Post, he writes, what self-respecting black man would actually promote or model this racist BS? Danietta writes that part. TNT writes, brought to you by the same people who think the N-word is okay as long as it's an A, lipsticks on a pig, because we know how to make ugly look so damn good. Andre writes, cancel this. Danietta writes, these ninjas are lost. I think y'all tripping. I don't see no problem with this. I mean, it's just a rope tie. In fact, one of these is really dope, actually. It's kind of different. It's like a variation on the tie. And to me, it doesn't look like a noose per se. I mean, I can see why people say, oh, that's a noose, but it's not a noose. It's a rope tie. Y'all want to see what I'm talking about? Let me show you real quick. This is interesting. Let me show you this real quick. Let me grab this image from the friends who like the Nathan Ivey Show page and see if I can't put this up. Okay, here's what everybody's talking about, these rope ties. Now I'm going to show you these images, and you tell me if you see a problem with this. You see a problem with this? You see a problem with this? You see a problem with that? I think it looks kind of dope. I don't see no problem with it. That one right there, that's my favorite right there. I like that the most. I don't know, it just looks a little different. It adds something to a suit. It adds a different look. It adds texture. It adds width. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just I don't have no problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Would I rock one? Yeah, would I rock that right there? I definitely rock that. I think it looks good on brother right there. I might try a different hat, but I think it all works. And I don't understand what people are saying. I mean, what's the problem here? Anybody help me out here? Do you see a problem with this? Glenn writes, nah, I'm good. Akeem writes, Greg writes, no, sir. Asha writes, it's not for me, Nate. So wait. You telling me that rope tie right there that the brother is rocking, there's a problem with that? What's the problem? Y'all tripping, man. Brent writes, it adds, only difference is now you're the tree instead of hanging from it. Y'all tripping. You know what? I disagree with everybody right now. See, I'm falling out with the chop shop. This ain't a good thing. Nah, y'all tripping on this. That's good fashion right there. I'm talking about this one in particular. Now, you telling me there's a problem with this one in particular. See, the white man and got y'all got an aversion to rope now. Ain't nothing wrong with rope. I don't see the problem with it. I don't see, but the European style, that's all good. I don't see no problem with that. I really don't. I'm being 100 dead serious with you. Tell me what the problem is. That is not a noose. Get your mind out the historical gutter. It's not a noose. It's a rope tie. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, but Calvin Klein come out with a new tie. You got to rock that one, right? I don't see no problem with it. African rope wear. So maybe this is something that's big in Africa. I've never been to Africa. I hope to go soon, actually, but I don't know. If that's what they rocking. I could see somebody rocking that. I mean, I've seen people dress worse. I've seen people dress way worse. So would you rock this or no? Yes or no? Do you think that somehow this is like culturally disrespectful because it looks like a noose? Like, that's the only argument I can see somebody having with it. But I'm a bow tie guy. I don't care for it, but it's better than a man wearing a skirt. Okay, we're gonna compare it to that. Yeah, you're right. Don writes, tied like that? No, it's a big no. Why is that, Don? Tell me why. Let me go back to the one. Tell me what's wrong with this brother's rocking right here. I'd like to know. I see no problems with it whatsoever. Tell me what's wrong with this particular style. Not the other ones that's got more of the noose-like fashion. But what's wrong with this? I'd like to know. Jack writes, why do we need a rope around our necks? See, that's what it is. Black people and rope around our necks. It's always going to be a problem. It's always going to be a problem, man. Unless it's gold ropes and Cuban leaks and Figaro leaks. And if it's that, then it's all good. Man. Tracy writes, I will not be triggered today. 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 You got to say it that way. Philosophy writes, rope tie my ass. TNT writes, it's too close and easily offensive. What is this too close to, TNT? What is this too close to? I don't see it. Dell writes, not for me. Brandy writes, it's real slavish. It's a no for me. Oh, this is slavish. Y'all tripping, man. Y'all is tripping. What's slavish is slaving on a job all day for a little bit of nothing and taking BS from some mofo that you probably more qualified than they are. That's slavish. That is just fashion. Two completely different things. Talking about that slavish. Anthony Sean Rice, no. No noose. No noose is good news. Anthony's all thumbs down. It looks like a political statement. I can give you that. What's next? Africanized clan hoods? Don writes, let's just say my man or male children will never. Charles writes, I'm cool with the tie, but TEHO. And the church said no. Sister Iris writes, strange fruit fashion. That is hilarious. Huh? Strange fruit fashion. That is hilarious, man. We leveling up. Mr. Rowley won't be rocking it at all, period. Is that right? Strange fruit fashion. We got a racker on that one. That's hilarious. All ties are symbolism. T. Greg writes, if you're easily offended, you will find something to be offended about. Hashtag alt middle. Jesse writes, he's going to have matching cufflinks. Kevin writes, Nate, you falling for the rope or dope? Bless or Messy writes, it's fly, but it's also disturbing. There's a jewelry line called Cord. Totally dope Afrocentric collection. Okay, she said, strange fruit fashion. That is hilarious. Cord, huh? I'm looking for it. I don't see it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. This in particular, I think, is the most less offensive. I think people are looking at like that right there, and they're like, oh, this is like a noose. I mean, that white man God is all in y'all damn head. I don't really see it that way, but okay. I mean, I ain't gonna beat a dead horse if that's what y'all saying. The church can decide for themselves. The chop shop has spoken. We ain't rocking it. Okay, great. Where the tie is a political statement. Brandy writes, if it wasn't tied like that, maybe it wouldn't be a problem. Asha writes, that one is yellow. That one is cool. The yellow on with the man on the blue, all the rest are trash. Okay, so thank you, Asha. I ain't alone in that. Okay. Because that was my favorite out of the bunch. Never seen any African warriors in those type garments. David writes, the chop shops are requesting Mrs. Ivey do a wellness check on Nate. That's hilarious. Lynn writes, how would you feel if a white man wore that tie? That's a fair question, Lynn. Because I might interpret it different. If I'm being honest with you, I might interpret that shit different. Like, what the fuck are you trying? I don't know. It depends on who the white man is and how they rock it. DeAndre writes, do shackles come with it? Some shackle cufflinks? I don't think so. Y'all tripping, y'all. Y'all tripping. I watched a lot of National Geographic, and not even the real Africans wear that shit. I'm just saying. Kush writes, I don't wear ties. Glenn writes, somebody do a mug test. Okay. Shannon writes, good question. These are good questions. Terrence writes, those are not nooses. Thank you, Terrence. Those are not nooses. Y'all see some rope around a brother's neck and y'all automatically assume and go straight back to slavery and the KKK. That two different things. Shante writes, you playing devil's advocate right now because you know damn well. I'm 100%. I'm not above playing devil's advocate. Typically, when I play devil's advocate, I'll just say it to promote the conversation. I 100% believe what I'm telling you. I don't see a problem with it. Now, the one that I like, let me go back to this. This one is not my favorite. Those are not my favorite. The one that I would actually rock is this one. I would rock that one. I don't see no foul, no harm, no whatever in that one. I just like it. It's a variation on the traditional, Eurocentric suit and tie. I like it because it has a little bit of it's different, it's eye-catching, it's unique. It serves the same function. But with a tie, a good fitting suit is meant to fit a man really, really slim on his body. And the Eurocentric tie model is supposed to fit really flat. So what I found for my body type is I like to have a little bit of thickness to the tie. You know what I'm saying? So, I like that. So I wish we had a shot of it from the side. I'll have no problem with it. These are not my favorite, but I'm not against it. And again, look at these images right here. You see, look at this. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at these brothers. Ain't nothing wrong with this whatsoever. Y'all tripping, y'all. That looks, I can rock that. That's dope. Okay, dope. Look at sis right here. Sis don't look bad. Looks like some old cowboy type ish. Like she'll take that mug out, unfurl it, and then and like lasso a steer or something. Look at all these beautiful black. These are African folks, man. So this is what the youth are doing in Africa. We African Americans, we are no place to criticize them. Brandy writes, that particular one is okay, but the others, no. Tracy writes, I need these Africans to put some white models in it. Okay. Akeem writes, if anyone has seen The Watchmen on HBO, you wouldn't rock those ties. Kendall writes, Cord is dope. Just Teach writes, of course you wouldn't have a problem with the tie. Defying anything that was written for time for our learning. Bet you were down with those shackled Adidas that got shells back in the day. Oh boy. I don't remember the shackled Adidas, Just Teach. I don't remember. Anthony writes, some frat will do a video of a black pledge led around by his tie. TNT writes, lynching is a significant part of the terrorism against black people. In no way or fashion is a noose around our neck fashionable. You're right. You're right. Lynching was a significant part of the terrorism against our people. You're right. But I don't see a noose. I just see a rope. Chopper's getting Nathan one in every color for Christmas. Okay. If you're going to do that, get the one I want, though. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do that, give me the one I want. Hold on. This is the one I want right here since you brought it up. I'll tell you. This one right here, this is the one I want. I think that's dope. I'd rock that. I might reach out and get one. Tracy writes, Wakandans would not wear that. How do you know? Terrence writes, a rope is a rope until it is tied as a noose and used as such. That damn knot is tied to trap rabbits and other animals. Stop the BS outrage. Glenn writes, let one Proud Boy wear that tie and there goes the business. What? Y'all tripping, man. But, you know, it is what it is. A little something to talk about. Susan writes, I disqualified the yellow one based on the others, so... Jerica writes, how can we not relate that to a noose? Tell me what else a rope has been around a black man's neck. That is not a noose. Let me show you what a noose is. It's not a noose. It's not a noose in terms of like, you know, thinking about black folks. It's not the same. I know y'all want to make it the same, but it is not the same. Let me show you. Okay, I'm going to show you a noose, and then I'm going to show you what they're doing. Hold on, let me see if I can find a good image right here. Okay, so here is a noose. Things you got to do on a radio show. Got to keep my people. All right, let me show you what a noose is, because some people out here tripping. Jerica tripping out here. Let me show you real quick, Jerica, what the difference is, since you need all this, sis. Shouldn't have to do this, but got to do what you got to do anyway. This is a noose. That is a noose. Okay. That is not the same. It looks similar, but it's not the same. You see the differences in that? That is not the same. One is fashion, the other is used to hang around people's necks. Okay. Is it a variation of a noose? Is it noose-like? Yes, it is noose-like. I fully admit it. I cannot deny that. I cannot deny. Y'all tripping. If the wind blows and that sits on your shoulder, you are being hung. Shauna writes, if a white man wore that tie, people would see it as fashion and black folks would still be offended. Brenda writes, stop roping around. Just stop it. Sister Iris writes, just please know some Africans are just as traumatized as black folks in America. Dumbass rope ties. Lynn writes, is the tie adjustable? I don't know. Asha writes, looks identical to me. Show it with the red one. Okay, show it with the red one. Let me see which red one. Hold on. That one. That one right there. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. You don't want to wear a noose tie. I get it. But that right there is my fave. Not that one, but that style. Hold on, let's see. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. Right here. Here. That's that one right there. Now that looks nothing like this. Nothing like this. Two completely different things. Stop the outrage. Stop it. Let me see. Brent writes, Nate, the tie you like is just like an upside down noose. It's nothing like an upside down noose. Glenn writes, that looks like the same thing hanging up in Bubba Wallace's garage. I'm just saying. And that was a noose too. That's hilarious. So it wasn't really a noose. It was one of these African rope ties. That's hilarious. We have now solved the Bubba Wallace noose in the garage controversy, which has now been solved. That's hilarious. Anthony writes, a cross is a cross, even upside down, Nate. Okay. TNT writes, the N-word isn't offensive if it has an A at the end type crap. Lipstick on a pen. Well, you already know. We're going to agree to disagree, sis. The N-I-G-G-A is not the same as N-I-G-G-E-R. I've been saying this for 10, 15 years. It's never going to change. It is not the same. N-I-G-G-A is not the same as N-I-G-G-E-R. It is not the same. Terry writes, Jussie Smollett wore it first. Brandy writes, close enough. That's just bigger. Come on, Nate. Okay. I acquiesce to the will of the chop shop. Okay, I'm with you. I wanted to stir a pot a bit. Now, I believe everything I told you. Like I said, the one I showed you, I ain't got no problem with. This one right here, I ain't got no problem with it. The other ones are more noose-like and therefore less palatable to me. So I fully admit that. Sister Iris writes, it's the same. It is not the same. It is not the same, especially when black people are using it. You talking about the N-word? It is not the same. It is not the same. It don't mean the same. It don't mean the same at all. When a black person says, that's my N-I-G-G-A, that is not the same meaning as when Southern racists use N-I-G-G-E-R. And it is nowhere near the same. Now, I don't want black police officers saying it on the job, either version of it, because it's not professional. You know, when you're a professional, when you're working and representing the city and other people, you're supposed to conduct yourself as a professional. But it's not the same. It is not the same. I thought we already dealt with this, man. I thought this was a done deal, but I guess not. All right, let me get the show back on track here. 513-873-7134. If you want to share your thoughts this morning, I'm here to receive it. Whatever's on your mind, I'd love to hear about it. Let's get into it. So we talked about the black principal who claims he was fired because of that picture right there. That picture right there. He claims that the school board told him, why don't you just take the picture down, as if, it's a point, it's a pain point. It's an issue here. I want to talk about this sister at the bottom here. She says that cheating is an illusion. She says that cheating is an illusion. Have you ever cheated on someone? Have you ever been cheated on? Was it an illusion? That's what I'd like to know. She says cheating is an illusion. Now, I've watched the video several times, and I disagree with her, and you'll hear my disagreement after I play the video for you in a second. But there's one part that I totally 100% agree with. I totally 100% agree with this. And it's near the end. It's only about 90 seconds long, so it's not going to take too much time. And it's not the most important conversation. I get it. But it's something that I want to bring to your attention right here, right now. Okay. So let me do this. Let me take this cover down, and then let me grab this video for you real quick. And I want to play this video for you. And, this seems like a very spiritual sister. You got some sisters out there, and they got all the spirituality, and they're in touch with themselves and nature, and they're vegan, and they have a little puppy, and they're living their best lives. They're thinking outside the box. And I've heard some of this stuff around cheating before, and I want to kind of like give you my take on it, just for the purposes of conversation. And I want to get your take on it as well. So let me play this video for you real quick. Again, it's only 90 seconds, and then I'm going to break it down for you on the other side. All right, rotate.
Opinion, but this piece of wisdom gonna set you free right here. realizing that no one can cheat on you. It's about understanding that you have no possession over nobody. Nobody belongs to you. And once you realize this will simply set you free. We as humans be choosing bondage. We be choosing slavery because we don't realize that we have a choice of our own freedom and our own awareness of realizing that, dang, man, nobody belongs to me. So let me set them free. But a lot of people don't want to hear this. I know, man. This is when you got to stop taking things so personal. Stop feeling like you have ownership and control over somebody else's well-being and someone else's life decisions. If they want to do what they want to do, it has nothing to do with you. They did not cheat on you. They cheated on themselves. They have no loyalty to themselves. Stop making everything about you. This is them, this is their character, and they just exposed it to you. You can either deal with it, cry about it, pout about it, or move on with it. It's up to you, boo.
I'm doing it again. I did it again 3 times on the show. So sis right there said that she said, I want to break down what she just said. You heard the video. She said that nobody can cheat on you. Do you agree with that or disagree with that? She said that people cheat on themselves. They don't cheat on other people. Is that true in your opinion? 513-873-7134. I'd love to get your thoughts. She says some things that I've heard people say before. She's like, you don't own anybody. I've heard that before as well, which I agree with. Marriage is not about ownership. Relationships are not about ownership. It's about companionship. You know, I've been married for 20 years. Do I own my wife? No. Does she own me? No. But I never thought I did. That's never what it was about. It's more about companionship. So when I hear people making that argument like, you don't own somebody, to me, they're missing the point. That's not really the point at all. But she says, no one can cheat on you. She says that people who cheat are really cheating on themselves. They revealed something about themselves. And then she says something that I really agree with at the very end, and I preached this and said it many, many times, and I believe it is true, which is when somebody cheats on you, remember, boyfriend and girlfriend shit don't really count as much as marriage. But when somebody cheats on you, that's more a reflection of them and what's in their head and what they wanted to do. Okay. And what they wanted to do than it is a reflection of you and whatever else, which I think is true. That rings true to me. Because think about this. Eric Benet cheated on Halle Berry. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. For all we know, Beyonce cheated on Jay-Z. So clearly, it don't matter what you look like. It don't matter what your pockets are like. It really matters what's in that individual. You know what I'm saying? It really matters on them. But I want to get your thoughts on this. Do you agree with her when she says that nobody can cheat on you because you don't own anybody? I hear what she's saying, and I think there's some element of truth in that, but I also think it's missing the point. But again, I want to hear what the choppers have to say. I'm going to play it for you one more time. One more again. I'm going to play this for you. And then I'm going to break in and then give you my thoughts on it. All right? So let me pull the tape up again. Here it is. Roll tape. It's only 90 seconds. I'm going to play it one more time and tell me what you think.
Opinion, but this piece of wisdom going to set you free right here. Realizing that no one can cheat on you. It's about understanding that you have no possession over nobody. Nobody belongs to you. And once you realize this, This will simply set you free. We as humans be choosing bondage. We be choosing slavery because we don't realize that we have a choice of our own freedom and our own awareness of realizing that, dang, man, nobody belongs to me. So let me set them free. But a lot of people don't want to hear this. I know, man. This is when you got to stop taking things so personal. Stop feeling like you have ownership and control over somebody else's well-being and someone else's life decisions. If they want to do what they want to do, it has nothing to do with you. They did not cheat on you. They cheated on themselves. They have no loyalty to themselves. Stop making everything about you. This is them, this is their character, and they just exposed it to you. You can either deal with it, cry about it, pout about it, or move on with it. It's up to you, boo.
I'll say again, she ain't bad on the eyes. I don't know. What do you think about what she had to say? Again, that latter part, I think she is 100% spot on. Spot on. When something happens, it's not about you. It really is about the other person. I said it's about men a lot. Like, and we've talked about these stories that come up of these men and they sending their women all through this stuff. And I've always thought to myself, like, if you man enough to do it, you should be man enough to just go to your partner and tell them what you're doing and just be real about it. You know what I'm saying? I say the same thing for women. If you woman enough to do this, then be woman enough to go to your partner and look them in the eyes and just tell them, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do. This is what I did, period. But what we see though, and I think it makes it worse, is you'll have dudes out here that'll cheat on a lady and then lie about it. Why are you lying? If you a man, if you a grown man and you're an adult and you can do what you want to do and it's my body, then why are you lying about it? To me, that it becomes a contradiction. I would say the same thing with a female that's cheating as well. If you're gonna do it, then do it, boo. But do that shit like a woman. Do it like an adult and just do it and be real about it. I think that's where it gets messed up. Because as sis said, at the end of the day, it's really about how you take things. It's not really about what other people do. You don't have no control over what somebody else is doing. You can be married 20 something years, you be married 100 years to somebody, and they could do something that they told you they were never gonna do. What you gonna do about that? You gonna dissolve into a puddle? You gonna give up your life goals because somebody else did something? Hell to the nah. You take that shit and you try to make yourself stronger if that's what you need to do, or you just know what this person is now and you move on with your life. Simple as that. But when she said that you can't be cheated on, I think after watching it that last time, I think I understand what she's trying to say. But my thing about that is that's easy in theory. In practice, you have something called STDs and STIs. So while if you're in a relationship with somebody, let's say you're in a relationship with a woman, I'll say it from a man's perspective. I'm in a relationship as I am now with a woman. Okay. I'll take me out of it and just use like a general me. And I'm out here dealing with other females. Don't I have a responsibility to not bring something home to my partner who has no idea? So it's not really about ownership, but it's about the realities of STDs and STIs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody love puppies and babies and everybody love humans. Nobody wants to commit an assault. But if that's your mentality, how can you be willing to expose somebody that you claim that you care about to a STD, STI, and they don't even know nothing about it? To me, the realest and the most grown thing is just be real about it. You did it. You was real when you was doing it. So be real when you go back to your partner and you look him in the eyes and you tell him, this is what I'm doing. This is what I did. This is what I want to do. And let the chips fall what they may. But a lot of folks, I think, they don't want to deal with those consequences. So, but again, what's your thoughts? 513-873-7134. Kendall writes all about being honest. They're right. She don't want accountability. I'm sorry, but this dingling slipped into my. Okay, no harm, no problem. Is right. Brandy writes, she seems like she's justifying being a sister wife in a way. You know what? That shit is so more prevalent these days than ever before, where you have women who are willing to deal with married men and everybody know about it because they feel like they're getting something out of it. That shit is at an all-time high. It's at an all-time high. So is that what you feel like she was justifying, Brandy? I didn't hear that. What I heard was that, and I think that's a very interesting concept for a relationship because I hear what she's saying, but it just don't jive. So what I'm saying is, if part of being in when you're in a relationship with somebody, then rules and an understanding comes attached with that, right? Now, you might have a relationship with somebody where y'all got an open relationship where y'all can see different people, but there's still like some things that they don't want you to do. If you want to be in a relationship with somebody where there are no rules, there's no expectations, that's called being single. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't about ownership. It's about accountability. You know what I'm saying? It's about respect. It's about honesty. So I disagree with her. I think you can be cheated on. But I agree with her in terms of how you deal with it afterward. But the cheating comes from when people are dishonest. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm hearing. But again, what do you think? Brandy writes, exactly, just be honest. And see, that's the part that I think she didn't speak to, right? It's the honesty part. Like, you're going to do what you're going to do. Do it. But just be real about it. You know what I'm saying? If you're real enough to do, that's just my motto. If you're real enough to do it, you should be real enough to say you did it. That's just how I look at the world. There's nothing more grown than that. To me, grown isn't just you willing to jump in bed. Grown is you're willing to look in the face of your partner and tell them what's up. That's the grown part. Jumping in bed with somebody is easy. Kevin writes, side piece philosophy 101. Duh. Sounds like it. That sounds like something that relationship guru Derek Jackson would say. Is that right? See, Fane writes, bring back the intelligent choppers, man. Well, you got to be the change you want to see, bro. It starts with you. Shannon writes, there are some actions that leave you feeling more cheated than actually cheating. There are some actions that leave you feeling more cheated than actually cheating. Really, like what? I'm interested in hearing that. I'm curious. Anthony writes, nobody goes into a serious marriage with the notion of being okay with their partner stepping outside the marriage. I would agree with you. But again, these days, man, people are doing all kind of shit out here. But I would agree with you. And what I would also say is that even in some of these open marriages, typically they have a line that they draw that they don't want the partner to cross. And once they do, they look at that as cheating. Don writes, I can respect truth 100%. Just give me the option to participate. Don, I'm with you 100%. That's more my idea. My idea is I don't have no control over nobody. I don't control my wife. But whatever you going to do, make sure you be real about it and let me know beforehand, shortly afterward, or whatever. And I keep hearing this thing, and I think this is a female thing. I think because of gender bias and the way that men have oppressed women, that now there's some women that have this thing in their head about ownership. Marriage and ownership are two different things. Marriage is not ownership. Marriage is long-term companionship. And I think that a part of long-term companionship are trust and honesty and all these other kind of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me you love me and then you give me an STD. That's not love. That ain't love. You can never tell me you love me and you give me an STD. You can't tell me you love me. Because if you love me, then no matter what you do, you would make sure that I don't contract something because of something you did. It's called ethical. Be ethical in it. Let me see. Don writes, and just know I'm going to always choose me first. Okay. Shannon writes, boundaries, healthy boundaries, define cheating for each person. Nat writes, not all marriages are monogamous. Anthony writes, right, if you disregard my expectations, our contract, you have cheated and broken our contract. Absolutely. TNT writes, and a lot of that is going on where they have to convince themselves that it's better to share a man than to lose your man to cheating. We call it thirsty. Better to share a man than to lose your man to cheating. Okay, I can understand that. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nate. Hold on, let me get y'all speak.
All right, cool.
Kev on the field.
What up, Kev?
Trying to make it, man. Okay, so look, I've loved today's show, man. It's a nice wind down. Not too many serious things. We got some pugilism going on, that's radio style, and now we're talking about relationships for thoughts. I love all of what is happening right now, Nate. Sometimes we just gotta lighten it up a little bit, so it needs to be said. Look, man, if you, the young lady's right, I think. I honestly believe that she is correct. Don't nobody own nobody. Now, the truth is that if you're about to step out on somebody, you just foul. Because you could very easily go past the X on them and say, hey, look, let's get into this type of relationship where we do this and we're aware of it. And then the other person has a chance to say, nah, I'm not necessarily with that. You go about your business and do your own thing, right? Or you could just go to that person and say, hey, look, I'm not really feeling this just me and you thing, so I'm going to go out here and take care with whomever I want to. Again, giving the opportunity for the other person to be like, nah, I'm not necessarily with that. You go out there, well, on that one, you can't even say nothing, right? It's just like, okay, you free. Go be you, and I'm going to be me. But I think the big issue or opportunity is that a lot of people feel that it's okay to just dip off on that person, knowing that you're going to hurt them, and still like, well, it's all about me, right? So no, don't nobody own you, man. If you say tomorrow, even in a committed relationship, because commitments start and sometimes commitment end, right? So some people at some point they're like, hey, man, I've been in this thing one day too long, or shoot, 1 minute too long, and I want to go do something else. You should be free to do that, man. There's really no nooses, man. No nooses.
You don't like those fashion,
Nate,
huh?
Just the rope tie itself. It's one of those things, man, that you look back on later and be like, man, why I do that? Why I buy that? I can't see it twice in my lifetime, man. It happened once already. It was a bad period in African American and Africans throughout the diaspora history, man, where folks was walking around with a piece of string around their neck talking about it was a tie. That ain't a tie. That is floss. Don't put floss around your neck, man, and try to make it a fashion statement. It's not. Just keep it going. I'm loving we got so much all the time, man, so much pressure. And I mean we, when I say we, right? I'm talking about black folk. And sometimes, man, you just gotta detox, unwind, and get into some frivolous silliness. So keep up the great work, mate.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate
it. Now, I wouldn't say this is frivolous or silly at all. These are just not political issues, not hot button, like, black agenda issues. It's just shit just happened in the world of the viral world, which, I'm all about. I love it. Charlie Winburn's in the house. He writes, good morning, winners. Good morning to you. Good to see you, Charlie Winburn. Yeah, I got to reach out to Jill Schiller. She's going to be incoming Hamilton County Treasurer. I just can't wait to hear what her plans are. Let me see. Shannon writes, you touched on it. Messing up the money to wine and dine, bringing home STDs, sliding your children on time and or care because you're spending time backsliding. The actual cheating is one thing, but cheating your loved ones out of what you promised to be or provide them is when you cheated. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, my take on that is I never understood men who get married. And I don't stand, I speak from a male standpoint. I'll say the same thing for a woman. But I don't understand, I don't respect men that get married and then you don't want to be monogamous, but then you don't want to be honest with your partner. And so you marry a woman that's, let's say, she all about the Ten Commandments, she all about, fidelity in the eyes of God, but then you're not, and you want to drag her through all of this. Why not just marry somebody that's down for what you down with? There's plenty of women out there that share a dude. If you that kind of man and you want that, then go find a woman that wants to do that. I say the same thing with a woman. Like, why would you get with a man and then drag him through all your issues? Now you don't want to be monogamous and this, that, and the other. Just go find a dude or be by yourself. But it becomes some of that cake and want to eat it too type of ish. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this is a great person, I want to lose them. But at the same time, I want to do this. I think for me, I hear what she's saying. She said you can't be cheated on. It's not necessarily the act of intercourse with somebody else that's the cheating. It's the deception, the lies, the STDs. It's all the other shit that goes along with it that, to me, makes it cheating. So I disagree with her on the first part, but I definitely agree with her on the second part. If somebody cheated, brothers, I told you this before. If you treat her good, you go hard in the paint for her, you doing everything you can, you didn't change your ways, you trying to be that guy for her, and she dog you out, let's say she cheat on you, you don't have to say a word to her. Just get your ish and moved on. Don't bust the windows out of her car. You ain't got to put no photographs on Facebook because nobody really cares about it. Just like with Aisha Curry, nobody cares about whether she was cheating on him or not. So what? Or Sonya Curry. I mean, the story's out there. Don't nobody have no sympathy for Dale Curry. People like, so what? People try to get in her and Sonya Curry's DMs. Nobody cares. So you ain't got to do all that. If you're good to a woman and she dog you out, all you got to do is leave. Let her go be with the other dude. Let her go be with him. Because there are so few good people that really care about you in this world. There's a lot of men out there that'll sleep with a woman, but there's not a lot of men who will invest in a woman. There's a whole lot of men. If a woman want to do that, you can find that anywhere. They'll be lined up around the block. But to find a man that'll invest in you, invest in a woman, be real with a woman, help to build a woman up, that's far more valuable and rare to find. And life will take care of itself. You ain't got to do nothing. She'll find out, or he'll find out. Ladies, same thing for you. If you good to a dude, you go hard for him, you invested in him, you built for him, he cheat on you and dog you out, just leave him. And let him go be with these other women. And then he'll see if in fact you were good. Now, if you was trash to him, he ain't gonna never miss you. But if you was good to him, he's gonna miss you immediately, and that'll just be his loss. It is what it is. Let me see. Micah writes, just don't get married if that's what you want to do. Terry writes, was the noose an American thing or an African thing? It was an African thing. That tie could just be like using that term of endearment word like we used to. Now it's a dress and a style of endearment, huh? TNT writes, because people want to have their cake and eat it too. Exactly. Terry writes, marriage is two people making a decision. Maybe he thought he found her, women change their mind all the time. Absolutely. And these modern day women is a whole new thing. Modern day women, whole new thing. It's not about ownership, but 100% about respect. I agree with you, Shauna. That's what I'm saying. I've heard a lot. This comes out of the mouth of women. I hear women saying things like, I'm not owned. Nobody own me. I don't want to be ownership. It's not about ownership. Marriage is not about ownership. Marriage is about companionship. And companionship is about respect, honesty, shared goals, things like that. So when I hear people arguing, and I'm like, you're arguing something that nobody's even arguing for. Who's out here making an argument that marriage is ownership? Nobody. Really what that is, I'll be honest with you. When you hear a woman talking all that ownership-ish, it just tells you that she's available. You get a married woman who's out here talking about, ownership. Marriage is not ownership. What that sends is a signal to men that while she might be in a marriage, that she's open to doing something on the side. That's all that really does. Nothing more. Shauna writes, it's not about ownership, it's about respect. Those kind of statements are made by people that are afraid of commitment or have been in a relationship they thought was committed and was lied to. Yeah, somebody must have hurt sis. And so now she's turned the corner and she's, feeling herself. That could be a possible explanation. I don't really know. But she says that cheating is an illusion. That's a damn lie when a mofo bring a baby home. That baby ain't no damn illusion. That's a damn lie when somebody come home with an STD. Talking about, oops, my bad. Like, oops, ooh, I got caught up. That's real then. So I disagree with her on that part. But again, there are some parts in it that I think make a lot of sense. Pam writes, you're speaking facts today. Terry writes, yeah, a broken heart for a man going all out for a woman is very easy to overcome. Just take a garbage bag full of your belongings and dip. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to say anything else, fellas. I've been telling men that for years. You don't do what Black Russia did. I'm just messing with you, Black Russia, but it's true. Don't go on Facebook posting no images, calling her this, that, and the other, because nobody cares. Your friends don't care. Your Facebook friends, they're going to look at it like, oh, drama, and go on, because people have their own shit going on in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really care. They'll laugh and snicker and keep going on. That's it. Just get your ish and walk out and never turn back and take away what you were giving them. And life will take over after that. Let me see. Kevin writes, that's not hard to find. Plenty of good men and women out here. Folks just fall for the bad thing all the time. Yes, they do. Yo writes, preach, brother. Jericho writes, true. Anthony writes, I've told my wife a few times that the rocks on her hand I pay for means ownership. Really? See, I ain't never thought that. I never thought that about marriage. Marriage is about companionship. We choose to be companions through this thing called life. Marriage is the politics or the business, because marriage is a business. Marriage is the business of long-term companionship. That's what it is. It's never been about ownership. Now, some men might think that way, but I don't think that way at all. I do not own my wife. I have no control over what she does whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And whatever she does is a reflection on her, not on me. Same thing with me. She don't control me. I do whatever I want to do when I get ready to do it. I choose not to do certain things. We choose not to do certain things. But if I do it, I do it. You know what I'm saying? That's on me. Not a reflection of her at all. But I think people, and I get it. I get it. It's easy to talk about in theory. I'm on the radio talking generally. But when it's actually you and feelings involved, that shit is different. I get it. No one else's opinion really matters when it comes to the way your relationship runs. Right. Terry writes, sarcasm, bro, in your car crying and contemplating. Iris writes, she was trying to sound as if she is wise, but hasn't lived long enough to speak wisdom. She is a little young thing. Yeah. I say, I don't know, 30s or something like that. That's not super young, but it's younger, especially when you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Again, I'm not saying she's completely wrong. There's some elements of what she said I think are spot on completely. But cheating is not an illusion. That shit is real. Yeah. When you lying to your spouse, that shit ain't no damn illusion. That shit is real as hell. And I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Yes, marriage can be a beautiful thing, I believe. I can't wait to experience it someday. It depends on who you get married to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, marriage can be super dope. Super dope. Super, super dope. I have nothing negative to say about marriage at all. It can be super dope. But, it can also be a living hell, depending on who you marry. You know what I'm saying? It can be a living hell. It just depends on the individuals. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But I just want to throw that out there. Thanks for the conversation. Jack writes, Raven speaks like that woman, no real experience in the situation, just how they feel. TNT writes, marriage and the idea of ownership is an old tradition standard we get from a man-dominated world. Women had no power in this country and worldwide. Arranged marriages, child brides, women's rights in America. That's why domestic violence is still high, because some women don't want a partner, but someone they can control. Some women don't. I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. I think with that cheating thing though, it just depends, man. Everybody is different. I think some women, let me speak to women because I've been talking about the men, but I think sometimes people can look at a relationship, a long time marriage, and they can look at it as if it's like confining them. Because let's be real here. You know, monogamy is not really natural. Let's be 100 with you. It's not natural for a lot of people. What's more natural, and it's a biological imperative to be with multiple people in a sexual standpoint. I get it. But I think sometimes people can get into relationships, long-term relationships, let's say 3, 4, 5 years, things like that. And they start looking at all the things that they can't do, right? All the things that they can't do. And it takes a very strong person to navigate that. So, for instance, you can have, so fellas, be mindful of the type of friends that your wife has. If your wife has married friends, that's one thing. If your wife has a lot of single friends, you never know how she could take that. You know, she's sitting around, her single friends is talking about all these different dudes that they dating, and all this excitement and all this passion, all this newness, all this newness. Your lady might be thinking like, I used to be like that in college. I miss that. It depends on the strength of the brain of the woman and of the man. You know, you marry a woman, ladies, you marry a man, and all his friends still single. They sitting around, they talking about all these new women they dealing with, all this new ill nana, all this passion, all this newness. They're looking like, damn, I miss that. It takes a very strong person. It takes a very, very strong mental. It's all mental. And sometimes people, I think, people, I think sometimes, and tell me if I'm wrong on this. Oh, Kevin writes, okay, we can get into this. I got time for it. Monogamy is not natural. I don't give a damn what nobody says. I've been married 20-some years. Monogamy is not natural. It's not natural. It depends on the individual. You know, if you're an individual that, you know, can attract the opposite sex, it becomes even more of a struggle. But I think that sometimes when people do things that they're not supposed to do, it makes them feel like they're doing what they want to do. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. I think that sometimes when people do things that they're not supposed to do, so I'm talking about cheating, it makes them feel as if they're doing exactly what I want to do. Right? So I've seen this in a lot of women where they're like, I've been in this relationship for a long time and I can't do this and I can't do this and I'm attracted to this and attracted to this. So they end up cheating, and it makes them feel as if for the first time in a long time, I'm doing something for me. Now, in all actuality, all you're doing is having sex, but it makes them feel like I'm doing something for me because they're breaking the rules. And as I said, sometimes when you break the rules as a human, it makes you feel like I'm doing exactly what I want to do. I don't know. I've thought about this, but it's all mental. All that shit is mental. That's why I'll say it again. The best combination in a woman. And some women ain't gonna like this. You're gonna think it's sexist on the surface, but I'm gonna say it again. It's not sexist, it's real. From a man's standpoint, the best two qualities in a woman, y'all ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, is a soft ass and a strong mind. And the strong mind is so important because there's a whole lot of soft asses out there that are not attached to a strong mind. When you get that combination, that's what men are looking for. That's when you're like, oh, okay, ooh, might have something here. One without the other. I mean, the first without the second, no go. Now, a strong mind, the physical not already there, you can work with that. You can work with that. But the strong mind is key because there's a lot of people out here that don't have strong minds. It's very, very sad. Dara writes, that's why the Bible insinuates marriage between is work. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Marriage definitely is work. Jericho writes, I agree. It's all mental. That's why marriage is such an intentional act. You have to be conscious about how you move and what you do. Absolutely. Absolutely, with you 100%. Maurice writes, people talk all this African American stuff, but in Africa, men have multiple wives. Correctamundo. Jack writes, wow, this is interesting, especially since Cincinnati is an enigma as far as people goes, and relationships are not like the rest of the country seems. Right. Kevin writes, I disagree, Nathan Ivey. Marriage is natural. However, so are jealousy, envy, and lust. Absolutely. Marriage is natural. I said monogamy is not natural. I stand by that. Jerome writes, good morning, Nana Choppers. If monogamy was natural, then when you got married, then your eyes would stop seeing. Your lust would turn off. It doesn't. You still have it. You just choose not to do it because you got this other thing that you are invested in that you don't want to mess up. Let me see. Sister V writes, some of what she said was true, but the chronic started setting in and she couldn't fully complete her thoughts. That's hilarious. She said the chronic started setting in. That's hilarious. The chronic started setting in. That's hilarious. Anthony writes, it's a good feeling knowing you have someone in your corner no matter whatever you're going through in life. Yeah, you definitely get that. You definitely can get that from marriage. Philosophy writes, it's an illusion because I'm going to disappear. I know that's right. You cheated, now I'm gone. That's hilarious. Ashley writes, facts, Nathan, absolutely. But again, it was definitely a good conversation piece. I'm glad she, this is what I do. Jericho writes, the desire to cheat when married is often fulfilling the absence of a need, not necessarily something that's missing in a marriage, but it includes what you feel like you are missing out on because you're married, in my opinion. Because you are married, in my opinion. Well, I think I hear what you're saying. I think there's a difference between the desire to cheat and lust. So I'm a man, right? I see things. I might see something like, ooh, that's nice. But I don't have a desire to cheat. That's not the same. You know what I'm saying? I might see a woman be like, that's interesting. What's that like? But that doesn't mean I necessarily want to cheat per se. Those are two different feelings. I think, let's be real here. You're Jericho. I'm going to come straight at you on this. And she just admitted it, so maybe I don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. She said, we all lust. So, Jericho, you married to your king. You love your king. You commit to your king. But since you've been married, and in no way does it say anything about your husband in any way, that's not my point. I don't believe that. But since you've been married, are you telling me that you haven't seen something, maybe in the real world, maybe it was Idra on Netflix or something like that, and you like, ooh, that look interesting, right? That doesn't mean you was going to cheat on your husband. It just means that as a female, you just had a biological response to something that you saw. Men are no different. And it don't mean you going to cheat. It just means you be like, okay, nice. Okay then, sis. All right. And that's it. You leave it just like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Lust and a desire to cheat are definitely different. I have seen men and been attracted. Okay, great. So she admitted, right. So you've seen a man. And so that's why I say that monogamy is not natural. Because if monogamy is natural, then when after you got your boo and you booed up with the ring and everything, then when you see other men, you wouldn't have that response. That's it. I'm not saying that you can't be monogamous. I'm just saying that why would you have these feelings if they don't have a reason behind them? So I'm glad you're being honest, Jerica. Gold star for Jerica for being honest. I'm glad she's honest because she married. I know she has no plans on cheating whatsoever, but she just admitted that. That's all I'm trying to say. That's it. Jack writes, you really don't appreciate your partner until you turn down that first piece with a super fine booty and think about your girl first. You go home feeling so proud and give her a good smashing. Yeah, I've been there. Absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about, Jack. You silly, man. So graphic. You just put it out there, right? So real about it. But I get you. That's when it hits you like, oh, I can do this. Oh, okay. This is what this is like. Okay. I'm sure it's the same thing with women. 513-873-7134. Jericho Rice, I think we all agree with you on this one, Nate. This one, LOL. Okay, great. We can agree on this one. She got to remind me, like, I ain't cutting you too many breaks, bruh. Hey, listen, today's show is brought to you by my good friends over at Renew Community Church. They got a brand new series that they have developed for you to inspire you and to unlock the keys so you can live your best life. Check this out, and I'll be with you on the other side.
The words for today are to grow a better business. It takes 60 seconds for the universe, through the invisible law of attraction, to be fully activated in your life. God's invisible law of attraction is available to you today because you are just 60 seconds away from growing a better business. Take the next 60 seconds and grow a better business by telling a business story for 60 seconds 3 times a day for 21 days. Why 21 days? Because that's how long it will take to change your life. Now say this better business story out loud 3 times a day. It is my divine and human right as an entrepreneur to grow and prosper my business so that I can bless others. My business is growing, expanding, increasing in revenue and profits today. For a free ebook, visit renewcommunitychurch.org.
For a free ebook, visit renewcommunitychurch.org and check them out. And when you do, tell me what you think about the ebook. Tell me if you get anything out of it. I like to get your feedback on it. Because when I'm working with folks, man, it's about the money, but it's also about working with people that have something that my audience can really get something out of. You know what I'm saying? So your feedback means a lot to me. Check it out, download it, and then hit me up and tell me whether you think it's worth it or not, straight up. Because like I said, this is about revenue and monetization. Of course it is. But what I care about more is working with people that are presenting something that my audience can actually get something out of. Okay. So I like to know. Jericho Rice question. Now I like what Wimburn is doing for self-empowerment, but I'm getting Jim Jones People's Church Jamestown's vibes. Is it just me? I'm not getting those vibes. But you're T strong. TNT writes, because you can evaluate that it's not worth risking what is really important, but some people, unfortunately, will take that risk if they believe they can get away with it. They really will. And again, I'm just built a little different. I'm just one at this point in my life. I'm just 100. I'm just super 100 about what. Like I said, you see me out with somebody, mind your damn business. Don't worry about it. Yes, that's my wife. I keep telling you, I am 100% a heterosexual black man in every way and tragically flawed. I keep saying it. Now you can read between the lines as to whatever you want that to mean, but you'll never be able to say I didn't tell you that. So if you see me out and you're like, wait a minute, that's that who? Yes, it is. And keep your ass on walking. Don't worry about it. I got this covered. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Tracy is laughing at Jericho. Jericho is hilarious. Brandy writes, right, exactly. It's a choice. It is a choice. 100%. But sis gave us a little something to think about. I appreciate that. It was a conversation piece for about 20 minutes here on the show. That's all we needed. Tracy writes, she is laughing hysterically. She is hilarious. Jericho is funny. Jericho is too funny. She is funny with that. Let me reach back here. Matter of fact, let me jump inside the chop shop and see. I'm going to need these Africans to knock it off. They're teaching colonizers how to dance, fashion, how to cook with the best seasoning, bleaching, all the trades. My guess is because they subliminally want to feel connected to them. CG Dub writes, these men ain't out here looking for no strong mind, Nate. They're looking for a fat ass. Please stop. I'm talking about in terms of a woman that you want to settle down with and wifey up and do something serious with. I'm just, this is my opinion. And I know fellas might be shy because they don't want to seem like they gender biased. Ain't nothing gender biased about what I said. Best combination of a woman is a soft ass and a strong mind. Period. Across the board. Every woman. All of y'all. If you married right now, your man, that's what he saw in you. That's why he with you right now, because you got both of those elements. It's real simple. Now it's a little more difficult when you start to break down those things. Soft earns, strong mind, right? And if I had to choose one or the other, I'm gonna take a strong mind and a woman over a soft earns any day. Any day. A woman with a strong mind is one of the most powerful things on the planet. Ain't nothing more. There are few things more powerful than a woman with a strong mind. It's also rare. it's also rare. Got a lot of fakers, pretenders out there. It's also very, very rare. But when you find that in a woman, ooh, mwah, there it is, right there. You got the Quan. So, Jerica, I know you had a problem me saying that, you go ask your king, your husband, what he saw in you, and that's what he's gonna tell you. He's gonna tell you that I like what that body look like, what that body do, and I like what you got up here, sis. That's what he's gonna tell you. We simple creatures. We simple creatures. I'm spilling all the male tea today. All of it. Good morning to you. Hit me with a like and share. I see some people jumped off, man. Hit me with a like and share this morning. Coming up today at 1 p.m. Midday juice. Midweek. New day and time. Well, new day. Not a new time, but a new day. Wednesdays for midday juice. So Ashley, she's doing big things. She's doing a whole lot of stuff now. Very busy. So we're still trying to get it in and make sure you get midday juice on a regular basis. So midweek. Janice Rice, speak the truth, Nathan. Thank you so much, Janice. I only marry for looks, pretty feet, and EP, earning potential. Okay. That's what I said. Soft arms, strong mind. I keep telling you, if you doubt what I'm saying and you're married, you go ask your husband if I'm wrong. You go ask your husband right now. Like Nate said, these was the best two qualities in a woman. And he gonna tell you the truth. Now, he might break it down like, oh, I'm looking for this. I want a spiritual woman. I want this. But that all goes into a strong mind. He might say, oh, I like dark-skinned women. I like light-skinned women. I like women with big breasts or big hips. That goes into the soft ass. It's all what it is. Rachel writes, good morning, family. I is hella late. You are hella late, but I'm glad you're here. Y'all are funny. Listen, what is it? 9:42. I got to make a move, family. I got to make a move. Jerica writes, women like men with strong arms and a nice core intellect, the ability to provide and self-confidence, a nice link is a bonus. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all want the same thing. Y'all want a brother with a strong body. And by strong body, that could mean nice arms, penis game on point, whatever, and a strong mind. You do not want no weak-minded man, do you? Exactly. Y'all want the same things. It's real basic. As humans, we real basics. Jack writes, some people cheat to save the relationship. Tell me how that works. How is cheating save a relationship? Jack? I don't know. Where they do that at? How does cheating save a relationship? I don't get that. Kevin writes, facts, Nate. Good morning to you, Kevin. Good morning to you. I was going to get off, but I want to hear what Jack's response is going to be. I'm interested. He says, some people cheat to save the relationship. Does anybody relate to this? What exactly is Jack trying to say here? Jerica writes, strong body and strong penis isn't always one and the same. Isn't it? Have to be a person of the ilk. Don't understand what you mean. Have to be a person of the ilk. Come on, don't get vague on me now, Jack. Don't get vague on me. I'm extending the show because I'm very curious as to what it might be something valuable that we can glean something out of. I mean, since we having this conversation. Speaking of conversations, anybody get a chance to see City Cable yesterday? It was interesting. You had the CEOs of some of the big nonprofits and organizations like JFS and Community Action Agency. They went before they went before City Council yesterday, and council members were on some levels kind of grilling these individuals because whether you know it or not right now, with some of these organizations that have money for people to help them with their rental assistance, that's a big thing right now. That is a big thing right now. There are hundreds and hundreds, not thousands of people in Hamilton County that are trying to get help with their rental assistance because of COVID. And you got organizations that have been given this money by the state and by the feds, and they're working diligently to try to get it out there. So city council, there was a big meeting yesterday with city council. I'm not going to break it all down for you. I might get into it maybe later tomorrow, but I thought it was interesting on some levels. I thought on some levels the city council was a little over with it, but it is what it is. Let me see. Some women like to play games with sex. Okay. Anthony writes, maybe wifey won't do a certain thing in the bedroom, but thought will, Nate. Yeah, but you don't get out like that. You should have thought about that. Michael writes, I agree with Jack. Some people act like sex ain't 1/4 of relationship. If you stop having sex, could be trouble. Oh, absolutely. You stop having sex with your husband and see what happened. You stop having sex with your wife and see what happened. It depends on her mental. It depends on his mental. It depends on how important it is to him. But 100%. That is my time, family. I got to make a move. I really appreciate you for checking out the flows. I'll be back and hopefully better than ever tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:30 a.m.-ish. We'll chop it up on people, politics, and pleasure. Until then, family, remember our motto. Let's say it all together. Let's hold hands. Put your hands on the screen. There it is. Let's hold hands. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning, and we'll talk real soon. Until next time, I'm Nathan Ivey, and I'm out.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem is nothing. In the discussion, got them feelings I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you almost spotted the feast. I've been on go mode, show mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride, cool.